Imagine a creature the size of a Boeing 737 gliding silently through the deep ocean. Its heart alone weighs as much as a small car, pumping blood through a body larger than anything that has ever lived. But here's what defies belief. 50 million years ago, this giant's ancestors walked on land. They had forelegs, fur, and hooves. They grazed in forests and fled from predators across dusty plains. Then something extraordinary happened. These land mammals made a decision that changed life on Earth forever. They walked into the water and never came back. This is the story of evolution's most dramatic transformation. This is the story of whales. The mystery of giants. Today, whales dominate every ocean on our planet, from the Arctic to the Antarctic. Scientists call them cetaceans, a group that includes everything from massive blue whales to intelligent dolphins. But for centuries, these creatures have posed one of nature's greatest puzzles. How did mammals, designed for life on land, become the ocean's supreme predators and largest animals? The answer lies buried in the rocks of an ancient, vanished world. Inside whale skeletons, hidden beneath layers of blubber and muscle, are clues to an impossible journey. Their flippers contain bones identical to human hands, with 5 distinct fingers. Deep within their bodies, some whales still carry the remnants of a pelvis. A few even possess tiny leg bones, useless relics from a time when their ancestors walked. Modern whales come in 2 distinct varieties, each remarkable in its own way. Baleen whales are the giants, filtering millions of tiny organisms through curtains of keratin. Toothed whales hunt with precision, using sonar more sophisticated than any human technology. Both groups share characteristics that mark them unmistakably as mammals, despite looking nothing like any land animal. Their skulls have evolved into shapes so bizarre they seem almost alien. Nostrils have migrated to the tops of their heads, becoming blowholes. Massive braincase expansions house some of the largest and most complex brains in existence. Some species lost every tooth, replacing them with filtering systems. Others developed bulbous foreheads filled with specialized fat for echolocation. But perhaps the strangest adaptation is what happened to their bodies. Their arms shortened dramatically until the flipper became almost entirely hand. Their hind legs vanished completely, absorbed into bodies that became pure tail. Even their ribs detached from their spines, allowing their bodies to compress under pressure. Every change served a single purpose: making land mammals into creatures of the sea. The question isn't just how this happened, but why it happened so fast. From walking on land to swimming in oceans took less than 10 million years. In evolutionary terms, that's not gradual change, that's a revolution. The journey begins. Our story begins 50 million years ago in what is now the Indian subcontinent. The world looked nothing like it does today. India was still an island, slowly colliding with Asia. Forest-covered landscapes that would one day become the Himalayas. And in these ancient ecosystems lived a small, unremarkable creature named Indohyus. Indohyus was roughly the size of a modern raccoon, with a lifestyle equally modest. It browsed on plants and scurried through the undergrowth, avoiding predators wherever possible. But this tiny creature possessed something extraordinary: dense, heavy leg bones. Today, African chevrotains have similar bones, using them for the same desperate purpose. When predators attack, they plunge into rivers and lakes, using their heavy bones to stay submerged. Indohyus did the same, hiding underwater while danger passed overhead. It wasn't a whale, not even close. But it proved something crucial. Entering the water could save your life. Not far away, in the rivers of ancient Pakistan, evolution was writing its next chapter. A group called the Pakicetids had taken Indohyus's survival strategy several steps further. These creatures actively hunted in water, ambushing prey from beneath the surface. Their eyes had migrated toward the tops of their heads, like modern crocodiles. Their bones grew denser, helping them stay submerged for longer periods. They weren't particularly good swimmers, not yet. Their legs still worked better on land than in water. But inside their skulls, something revolutionary was happening. Their ear structures were beginning to change, evolving towards something that would later allow whales to hear underwater. Evolution had opened a door. The Pakicetids were about to walk through it. Around 49 million years ago, a creature called Ambulocetus emerged from the evolutionary crucible. Its name means walking whale, but that description barely captures how bizarre this animal was. Picture a furry crocodile with the head of a wolf and legs like an otter. That's Ambulocetus, and it changed everything. Scientists analyzing its bones discovered something remarkable. This creature fed in both salt water and fresh. It had left the rivers behind and begun exploring the ocean. Its limbs had transformed into powerful swimming appendages, though they still functioned on land. But the most important change was invisible. Deep inside its lower jaw, Ambulocetus had developed a pad of specialized fat. This seemingly simple adaptation solved one of water's greatest challenges. Humans can hear underwater, but we can't determine where sounds come from. Everything seems to come from everywhere at once. Ambulocetus's fat pad changed that. Vibrations traveled through its jaw into this fat, then resonated into its middle ear. Suddenly, the underwater world had direction and clarity. Some scientists believe Ambulocetus lived like modern sea lions, hunting in water but resting on land. Others argue these creatures had already abandoned the shore forever. Either way, there was no turning back now. The journey to becoming whales had reached its point of no return. A few million years later, the Remingtonocetids appeared. These animals looked like someone had stretched a mammal into a serpentine shape and given it stubby legs. They prowled the shallow coastal waters of Pakistan and India, their long snouts perfect for catching fish. Their nostrils had begun migrating upward, starting their journey toward becoming blowholes. Their legs had shortened further, now barely useful for anything but steering. The fossil record shows something profound. These creatures never returned to fresh water. They had become animals of the sea, abandoning forever the rivers where their ancestors hunted. Evolution was pulling them deeper, transforming them with each passing generation. By 45 million years ago, the Protocetids had spread across 3 continents. These whales, and they were whales now, lived in Asia, Africa, and North America. Their eyes had adapted for underwater vision. Their limbs had become flippers, clumsy on land, but graceful in water. They could hold their breath for extended periods. But they weren't quite there yet. Their sinuses hadn't fully developed the specialized structures modern whales use for echolocation. And at least some of them still came ashore for one crucial event. A pregnant protocetid fossil revealed a fetus positioned headfirst, ready to be born. Modern marine mammals birth their young tail first, preventing them from drowning. This mother would have dragged herself onto land to give birth safely. Within a few million years, even that last connection to land would be severed forever. Giants emerge. 41 million years ago, the late Eocene epoch witnessed the arrival of true whales. The Basilosaurids were massive, fully aquatic predators that never touched land again. They ranged from 13 feet to an astonishing 66 feet in length. Their bodies had become sleek torpedoes powered by massive tails. Their hind legs had shrunk to vestigial stumps, useless decorations on bodies built for swimming. The most famous of these was Basilosaurus itself, stretching up to 60 feet long. Early scientists who discovered its bones thought they'd found a marine reptile, hence the confusing name. But this was no reptile. This was a warm-blooded mammal that had conquered the ocean. These predators hunted across every ocean on Earth, using teeth specialized for gripping and tearing prey. They had heterodont dentition, different types of teeth for different purposes, just like we do. Their skulls had become massive, powerful structures built for crushing through flesh and bone. They were apex predators in the truest sense. Recent discoveries suggest some Basilosaurids reach sizes that challenge our understanding of biological limits. One species discovered just this year may have been the largest animal ever to exist. 60 feet wasn't the upper limit. It was just the beginning. The modern ocean. 30 million years ago, whales faced a fork in their evolutionary road. The species split into two groups, each pursuing a radically different survival strategy. Both would succeed beyond measure. Toothed whales chose the path of intelligence and precision. Dolphins, porpoises, orcas, and sperm whales all descended from this lineage. They developed a remarkable organ called the melon, a bulbous mass of specialized fat on their foreheads. These whales hunt using echolocation, seeing their world through sound rather than sight. Their intelligence became legendary. Orcas developed complex hunting strategies passed down through generations. Dolphins formed intricate social bonds and even developed regional dialects. Sperm whales dive to crushing depths, hunting giant squid in darkness no light can penetrate. They rely almost entirely on echolocation, navigating abyssal plains through sound alone. The other branch chose a different path entirely. Baleen whales decided that teeth were unnecessary. They dropped every single one, replacing them with plates of keratin called baleen. These curtains of fingernail-like material act as filters, straining tiny organisms from enormous gulps of water. Krill, small fish, and plankton get trapped while water flows back out. This feeding strategy led to the most dramatic size increase in Earth's history. Blue whales, the largest baleen whales, can reach 100 feet in length and weigh 200 tons. Their hearts weigh 1,200 pounds. Their tongues weigh as much as elephants. A human could swim through their largest blood vessels. They're the largest animals that have ever existed, period. Their heads grew to accommodate their feeding strategy, becoming massive structures that can be 1/3 of their total body length. Their lower jaws expanded wide and deep, allowing them to engulf water volumes larger than a city bus. Everything about them is built around a single purpose, consuming millions of tiny organisms every single day. From a raccoon-sized creature hiding in streams to animals larger than the largest dinosaurs, whales have completed one of evolution's most dramatic transformations in geological time. In less than 10 million years, they went from land to sea, from 4 legs to none, from hunters to filter feeders, from ordinary to extraordinary. They proved that life on Earth is not static, not fixed, not limited by what came before. Given enough pressure, enough time, enough opportunity, life will transform itself in ways we can barely imagine. The whales remind us that evolution's story is far from over. The future holds transformations we cannot yet predict and wonders we have yet to discover. The ocean, vast and dynamic, continues to shape life in ways both subtle and extraordinary. And as we witness the giants of today, we are reminded of the remarkable journey from forest streams to the boundless seas.